a place to heal my soul. It is right here, we are right here, between the hills, the stars, the sky, the river so clear, river so clear.
Our opening words are by Rumi, and the title of the poem is Leaves About to Let Go. This is to have us join in a spirit of meditation and reflection as we deepen into the service and share these opening words. This world of two gardens, both are so beautiful. This world, a street where a funeral is passing. Let us rise together and leave this world as water goes bowing down itself to the sea. From gardens to the gardener, from grieving to a wedding feast, we tremble like leaves about to let go. There is no avoiding pain or feeling exiled or the taste of dust. But also we have a green-winged longing for the sweetness of the friend. These forms are evidence of what cannot be shown. Here is how it is to go into that. Rain that has been leaking into the house decides to use the downspout. The bent bowstring at our throats releases and becomes the arrow. Mice, quivering in fear of the house cat, suddenly change into half-grown lion cubs, afraid of nothing. So let us begin the journey home with love and compassion for guides and grace protecting. Let your soul turn into an empty mirror that passionately wants to reflect Joseph. Hand him your present. Now let silence speak. As that begins, we will start out. We'll have the chalice lighting now. We join Unitarians and Unitarian Universalists all over the world in lighting our chalice. Carol Jean, thank you for coming up to light the chalice. It's a symbol of the spark of life in each of us. If you're on Zoom and if you have your chalice with you, I invite you to turn on your video to share your lighting while we light it here. We're all in good company. These chalice lighting words are from Albert Schweitzer. At times, our own light goes out, and it's rekindled by a spark from another person. Each of us has cause to think with deep gratitude of those who have lighted the flame within us.
Happy Sunday and happy Halloween. Thank you for joining us in this little bit of experiment, and feedback is welcome about this service format. I'll start us off by way of introduction of this program by sharing a little tiny bit of my story. How did I wind up doing all of this stuff, this music stuff? And I swear to God, I'm more comfortable singing than I am talking. I'm like, I'm good over there, right here, not so much. But this space to me has been like my safe place, my creative safe place. And my intention this fall and winter, helping to lead this congregation and music and sharing, is to just pay it forward, to move from my own space of healing and to create healing space for others. Because you know the expression, there's this expression, hurt people, but I think there's also the expression, healed people, heal people. So I'm not gonna get emotional. But when I look back to like 5 years ago, before I really got into doing the music, and where I was and where I am now, and just, it's quite extraordinary. A lot can happen. And just little by little, just giving yourself what you need and being in a community that supports you. So let's collectively breathe together. Creating some space for everything that will be shared. Creating some openness in the heart. Recognizing the healing power of words, the power of expression, power of creativity. Sinking into your heart space from your head space, being receptive. The act of self-expression can be scary, but it's an edge that you should push, because why not, right? Don't stay in your comfort zone. Push the edges a little bit, and I think that's part of healing, is being able to say, okay, I'm good here, and then just like move a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more.
Are we hot? Okay, well, whereas Elisha finds this a secure place, I'm really nervous. This is a song called The Marvelous Toy by Tom Paxton. As a child, I was kind of scared of this toy. We'll see if that's the case. When I was just a wee little lad, full of health and joy, my father homeward bound came one night and gave to me a toy, a wonder to behold. It was with many colors bright, and I won, and the moment I laid eyes on it did came my heart's delight. It went zip when it moved and pop when it stopped, roar when it stood still. I never knew just what it was, and I guess I never will. The first time that I picked it up, I had a big surprise, 'cause right on the bottom were two big buttons that looked like big green eyes. I first pushed one, then the other, then I twisted its lid, and when I set it down again, here is what it did. It went zip when it moved, pop when it stopped, roar when it stood still. I never knew just what it was, and I guess I never will. It first marched left, then marched right, then marched under a chair, and when I looked where it had gone, it wasn't even there. I started to cry, but my daddy laughed, 'cause he knew I would find. When I turned around and my marvelous toy would be chugging from behind. It went zip when it moved, pop when it stopped, roar when it stood still. I never knew just what it was, and I guess I never will. The years have gone by too quickly, it seems. I have my own little boy, and yesterday I gave to him the marvelous little toy. His eyes nearly popped right out of his head, gave a squeal of glee. I never, neither one of us knows just what it is, but he loves it just like me. It still goes zip when it moved and bop when it stopped, roar when it stood still. I never knew just what it was, and I guess I never will.
So the poem I'm reading is called Samhain, and it's by Annie Finch. And Samhain is an ancient Gaelic festival. They celebrated the end of harvest, but then now moving into winter, kind of like where we're at right now. So here's the poem. In the season leaves should love, since it gives them leave to move through the wind towards the ground they were watching while they hung. Legend says there is a seam stitching darkness like a name. Now when dying grasses veil earth from the sky in one last pale wave, as autumn dies to bring winter back, and then the spring, we who die ourselves can peel back another kind of veil that hangs among us like thick smoke. Tonight, at last I feel it shake. I feel the nights stretching away, thousands long behind the days till they reach the darkness where all of me is ancestor. I move my hand and feel a touch move with me, and when I brush my own mind across another, I am with my mother's mother. Sure as footsteps in my waiting self, I find her, and she brings arms that carry me, answering for me intimate, a waiting bounty, carry me. She leaves this trail through a shudder of the veil, and leaves, like amber where she stays, a gift for her perpetual gaze.
That being said, ladies and gentlemen, skinny and stout, I'll tell you a story I know nothing about. One bright day in the middle of the night, two dead boys got into a fight. Back to back, they faced each other, drew their swords, and shot the other. When the deaf policeman heard the noise, he came and killed the two dead boys. If you don't believe this story is true, ask the blind man. He saw too.
A couple of weeks ago, we had a speaker who talked to us about a part of her speech dealt with her not quite believing that Mary, the mother of Jesus, was quite that passive. She didn't quite believe that she was that flat of a personality. And I kept thinking about a series of poems that a friend of mine had written and that I was in the process of editing and getting ready for publication. And I picked out one of those poems to read to you today, to give you a feeling, to give you an idea that I don't believe that Mary was that flat of a personality and that passive in the whole role either. These poems are an imagining of what Mary would have said over her lifetime, beginning with when she was about 13 or 14 and became pregnant with Jesus, and ending when she entered hospice. So this is about maybe when she was about 20. This is an imagining of what she might have said over the years. The poem is entitled, "I'd drive a harder bargain. I would trust less if I had to do it over. I'd talk back, make a stink, say, later when I lived more, God, get fitted with a diaphragm. I'd take up with Zeus, the cloud gatherer, be handmaiden to his lightning bolts, his bull. If I could nurse and feed the multitude, and mind you, not just that one time, I'd commandeer the drafting board, blue penciling the plans, hold out for a better shake. For girls who carry water on their heads, I'd use my divining force. If I could see the church safe for children, I'd do in vitro with the sun. I would say a jillion yeses for a chance to elevate their mothers, might even cave to Peter, make him pope. Eve and I, Eve, the first woman, and I would press reset, start in the beginning a hardy garden. We'd befriend the snake. We would rename sin. Nobody would think to use a fig leaf. Heavy killing stones would lose their weight. If I could click undo, I would renounce all my titles. I who said yes too soon would take it back. I'd unsay, retype scriptures if the truth of Guan Yin, Loki, and Gaia ruled. That's enough of feminism there. Okay, and this is really not very feminist. This was written in 1949, 3 years after I was born, so you can know that I am 76. This was written by Ogden Nash, who is known for writing long, well, not long poems, but poems where he stretches the possibilities of rhyming. How wise I am to have instructed the butler to instruct the first footman, to instruct the second footman, to instruct the doorman to order my carriage. I'm about to volunteer a definition of marriage. Just as I know that there are two Hagens, Walter and Copen, I know that marriage is a legal and religious alliance entered into by a man who can't sleep with the window shut and a woman who can't sleep with the window open. Moreover, just as I am unsure of the difference between flora and fauna and flotsam and jetsam, I am quite sure that marriage is the alliance of two people, one of whom never remembers birthdays and the other who never forgets them. And he refuses to believe that there's a leak in the water pipe or the gas pipe, and she's convinced that she is about to asphyxiate or drown. And she says, "Quick, get up and get my hairbrushes off the windowsill. It's raining in." And he replies, "Oh, they're all right. It's only raining straight down." This is why marriage is so much more interesting than divorce, because it's the only known example of the happy medium of the immovable object and the irresistible force. So I hope husbands and wives will continue to debate and combat over everything debatable and compatible, because I believe a little incompatibility is the spice of life, particularly if he has income and she is patable.
The song is called Beautiful. It was written, the first song I wrote after I became a mom, when I had my first daughter, who is now 18, so some time ago.
Look all around. Can you see the world's glowing? Beauty of knowing all that is true, and all that is you. To make hell with your magic truly is tragic. There's freedom in what you do. No matter what, you are still you. And you're beautiful, beautiful, beautiful to me, my precious. Can you see your beauty, so beautiful to me? Like a thread to our Creator, we are co-makers of our reality. Living and dreaming
Oh, this is one of my favorite poems by Robert Frost, The Road Not Taken. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and seeing I could not travel both, I looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth, then took the other, just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. But as to that, passing there had worn them really about the same. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. I took the road less traveled by, and that has made all the difference.
We laugh, we cry, we live, we die. We dance, we sing our song. We need to feel there's something here to which we can belong. We need to feel the freedom just to have some time alone. But most of all, we need close friends we can call our very own. And we believe in life and in the strength of love. And we have found our need to be together. We have our hearts to give. We have our thoughts to receive. And we believe that growing is an act of faith.
Let's do the fourth verse. How about?
We seek elusive answers to the questions of this life. We seek to put an end to all the waste of human strife. We search for truth, equality, and blessed peace of mind. And then we come together here to make sense of what we find. And we believe in life and in the strength of love. And we have found our joy being together. And in our search for peace, maybe we'll finally see, even to question truly is an answer.
Now we'll extinguish our chalice and invite everyone to stay for coffee and conversation immediately after this service. Zoom participants, you're invited to stay for fellowship on Zoom. These words are by Burton Carley. They're entitled Cheered by Our Community, very short. Cheered by our community, blessed by our covenant, uplifted in mind and renewed in spirit. Go forth with courage and peace to meet the days to come. Amen.
Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land where I'm bound. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land where I'm bound. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land where I'm bound.